What do you think is the most successful strategy for us? Is it being a part of this democracy and the process and voting and tinkering around with the system? Or which direction do you think how can we get rid of this white supremacy?
Are we filming?
Right.
No. Let me say this, and I try to be brief. The attorney on the end, what's your name? I'm sorry, Jeff. There you go. You know, he spoke about not really knowing, exactly, not having the perfect answer, and the mobilizing and this and that, and then made a great point about this lady here can be city council, be mayor. I think that's what all of us mean when we say educate our children, educate the youth, instilling in them, playing the political game, if that's your choice. Listen, like I said, to each his own. I don't care. This brother right here is an attorney. This brother right here states over and over again he's not an attorney, but he writes laws. Right? I consider myself a diehard activist. Let me say this. The infiltration is a good word to use. I haven't mentioned how I entered this game. And I say this not to be braggadocious, but this is kind of answering the question. I spent 30 months in the federal penitentiary, 13 of those months in solitary confinement, convicted felon. But have Reverend Sharpton on the hip, started his organization here in the city, brought the Southeastern Regional Headquarters of the National Action Network here. Former president, da-da-da-da. But then you'll catch me in FTP movement meetings. Me and Lewis are very good friends with the Revolutionary Communist Party. I have infiltrated certain areas. Attorney Davis, the practicing attorney. Mostly every location I just named, you can catch him there. But then where will you catch him Monday through Friday? In the courtroom. He is infiltrated. But it is the ones who can stomach the differences, right? And come at this table, or come to this table, and then take the message back. I'll say they're following, and that's not really what I mean, but, they're a common group, or common, exactly, what interests you, but you got to be able to sit at this table, right, and strategize. Now, I'm going to strike Brother Miles a couple of times when I leave here, now that I know he doesn't really like marching and rallying and speaking. But no, look. That was a loaded question, and I wanted to use myself as an example. Right now, I'm coming from my game, I'm a football coach. I get suited and booted and look like the, newest, hottest politician or lobbyist. Then I'll roll up my sleeves, I'll come with cut off sleeves and look like a thug on the street. You don't know which way I'm coming. I got a 20-year-old son at Georgia State, 7-year-old son. I won't say what his school is. But they're with me. My 7-year-old's with me mostly everywhere when it comes to the rallies. The knowledge, the key. Ain't no telling what he might be. So, hey, the blueprint has been written. All we doing is exchanging plays. There was a Attorney Davis 50 years ago. There was a Marcus Coleman 60 years ago. There was Kevin Miles 40 years ago. But the key is the unity in the black community because we're fighting with less numbers. Play this. So keep up what we're doing. Organize more, mobilize more, teach more. We don't have to say what we're teaching them to be right now. But if we keep feeding them this knowledge, ain't no telling what his my sons are going to be when we want to put a thought on it. You know what I'm saying? So for us who can maneuver, you know, through this political game, and when you know that you're really in it for the trueness of the people, you know, hey, Malcolm said it best, a revolution is bloody. So don't think you're going to be able to do it nicely. But those of us who I would consider us soldiers or front runners, we just got to continue to fight and breed more of us. There ain't no other way. It's not an easy fix.
I think we just have to. I think the answer is all of them. Right now, our people need some immediate relief, and so that immediate relief may look like my sister running for office. If she can help us relieve some of that pain and pressure, then we need that. We need the educational piece. If Jeff can help educate and organize young people around their rights. So there are different pieces that need to be put in place. I think the political education, that we have to continue looking at the system and acknowledging that it's not broken. It's functioning the way, exactly the way it's supposed to. And the question becomes, ultimately, are we willing to live with a system that is functioning the way it's supposed to and George Zimmerman walks? And so if you can live with that, then just, don't mess with the system. Work within the system. If you can't live with that, then you got to figure out ways of how do we, brick by brick, dismantle this system and rebuild something that is more humane, that does not commodify and take our lives and turn them into trade on Wall Street through the prison industrial system, through the military system, all of those systems. And so some of us are able to move into different settings, and that's critical. But we need some to hold the line. We need some folks to remain absolute revolutionaries and hold your position. Don't give up your position, because it allows us to continue to do the work. We need some folks that can write the laws, and so we need to be everywhere, but we need to be conscious about the fact that I'm not critical. The biggest thing is, how can I be critical of anybody in here? Right? Y'all are here. The criticism and the struggle is against the state, the system. Not, I can't say, well, brother, you're not doing it right. Well, hell, if I had the answer, we wouldn't be in this situation, right? If I could do it by myself, it would have been done. If sister could do it by herself, trust, it would have been done. And so the idea that I should be attacking or like dogging you, man, I think I know what part of the answer is, but it's going to require us working together, setting aside egos and coming and sitting down and continue to do the work, and not saying you got to compromise your work or your position. My position is what it is. I believe that there needs to be space where black folk can be safe, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. That we do not have to feel like we're under attack. We need that. Our children need that. We need to be able to just be somewhere that we don't feel like, my sons don't feel like they're constantly under attack in the schools that they are in or on the street. We need to create that. We need that safe space. That's the space that I'm trying to create. Now, if I can create that space and in conjunction help free up others along the way, then I'm good with that. But, we just have to be willing to know that right now we're bleeding. Let's stop the bleeding. Let's address some of these issues, and at the same time look forward to a more humane world and be working towards building that. So that's